What's up, guys? Rich Duperbash back in the shop. Super excited with this new rig I just picked up from Fast Track Hobbies in Rocklin, California. Huge shout out to Dwight and the rest of the crew. Such a killer shop. Just picked up the all-new ARRMA Mojave 1/8 scale 4S BLX 4x4 Desert Racer. As you guys know, this truck came out I think back in October, so I've been sitting on this for several weeks. Really wasn't until I got in the shop and took a real close look at the truck that I just absolutely knew I had to get one. Speaking of Fast Track, I just want to give everybody a heads up about the second annual Sacramento Valley RC Fest. This is going to be at Folsom Lake. This will be April 6th and 7th, basically Saturday, Sunday. Last year was an absolute blast. We had, I think, 2,000 to 3,000 people show up. Absolutely perfect venue for an event like this, guys. Again, it's completely free. You can get out there, learn how to fly a plane, do the boat racing, bashing, crawling. Tons of booths set up. They had food trucks, plenty of restrooms. Absolutely beautiful park. Super family-oriented event. Check it out at SacramentoValleyRCFest.com. Starting with the Senton 3S, I've had the Granite, the Big Rock, pretty much all the 3 and 4S rigs so far. But to me, the Mojave 4S is just kind of something special. Absolutely gobs of travel front and rear. I think I measured about 3 inches from the chassis to the workbench. Once I saw all the engineering that ARRMA put into this sucker, I knew I absolutely had to have one. Just wanted to share my first impressions and go over what I'm really thrilled about this thing. The first thing that really grabbed me is the scale look, guys. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous. I honestly thought I wanted the white one. It's got more of a traditional look, but you absolutely can't go wrong with red, white, and blue, if you know what I'm saying. Here's a shot of the insane travel in the back, guys. This is just a killer selling point in my mind for an absolute ripper. Pretty much built to just tackle the gnarliest of terrain. The front rear bumpers are absolutely massive and super trick engineering the way both in the front and the rear ARRMA engineered the body contact with the bumpers. Really digging the 2 roof skids. Those will definitely come in handy. Love how they integrated this into the internal frame on the side. Definitely super scale and all around appearance. Biggest reason why I wanted this truck, guys, is I know this thing's going to be an absolute all-terrain ripper. Really good power straight out of the box. And from looking at the design, this thing's going to take a hammering. You'll see up front for impacts how the body basically integrates with the bumper. And again, on the inside of the shell, they went ahead and designed it basically kind of a dirt cover that's integrated with the cage. Super ingenious design by ARRMA, once again, just to kind of help keep rocks and junk out of the chassis bay. Of course, you've got the tethered body clips. Really nice touch to put the little plastic body supports on top. The suspension feels super plush out of the box. You'll hear they've got all metal drivetrain inside. One of the biggest upgrades for this edition was the addition of a center diff in place of the slipper. Another thing I noticed is the center diff housing looks super stout. Looks like the motor is going to have plenty of support for harder hits. And you'll see with all this space, guys, you could definitely put a bigger motor in here if you wanted to. One of the things I love about the 3 and 4S models, guys, is they're just so modular. Super easy to pull everything apart for maintenance or tuning. Definitely real curious to see how this thing runs with the center diff in place of the slipper. Really digging the Dubuque Fortress LPs. The 6S version is just a little bit taller, but they both share the super sticky killer tread pattern. Absolutely hooks up. I'm still running the bigger ones on my Chogified Typhon. Absolutely rip. This is definitely an 8 scale in terms of size, overall weight. I think she comes in about 10.5 pounds. The wheelbase is about 15 inches, which is probably a ½ inch longer than the Creighton 6S. They're still sporting the 4S electronics. This is a 36, 68. I think it's a 2400 kV. Then you've got the 120 amp V2 Spectrum ESC. I think the servo's got 19 kigs. That should work just fine with these smaller wheels, especially at speed. You'll see how absolutely beefy the turnbuckles are. Super solid honeycomb construction with the towers and the chassis. Love this humongous bumper ring in the front. This should definitely absorb some hard hits. You'll see the rear is absolutely massive with all the support. Then you've got these little rubberized wheelie bar wheels on the back. You'll see from the bottom, the A-arms are absolutely beefcake. And one of the big selling points for me on this was this brand new chassis design. Big props to ARRMA for finally putting in a dirt and dust relief. This was the other thing I really loved about this model. Just look how beefy the sides of the chassis are with this design. And of course the center diff has aluminum housing, really nice touch. Also has the steel ring and pinion gears, both front and rear. You'll see the mud guards they put in the rear. This is super nice touch just to keep rocks and stuff from slamming your CVDs. You'll also notice these outdrive covers, really nice touch. And then if you look closely, you'll notice they did the same in the front. Definitely digging the battery tray design and the straps. Only issue is my packs wouldn't fit straight in. Went ahead and took off these two little plastic pieces that screw onto there. Quick shot with an Ovonic 5200 100C. Definitely digging the cable loops on the straps. You'll see I soldered on my own single EC5, pretty much standard with all my rigs. And essentially I just replaced that plastic in the rear with a piece of foam. Again, I haven't changed the gearing, really haven't done a single thing to this truck other than change my connector. Aside from the awesome looks and engineering into this thing, the single biggest reason I got this, guys, is just for pure raw fun factor. Planning to get off to the lake right now. I think we still have some blue skies. We've had tons of rain and storms recently, so I'm super grateful to have some nice weather. Huge shout out to ARRMA for their constant innovation with all these awesome designs. And once again, big thank you to Dwight at Fast Track Hobbies for holding this truck for me. And once again, guys, mark your calendar for April 6th and 7th. I'll definitely see you out at the lake. Well, it's definitely super smooth, guys. Well, guys, so far I'm totally digging the handling. Seems like when I go full throttle though, it's like hitting LVC. I'm not really sure. I did turn it up to punch 9. I'm gonna try backing off the LVC setting right now. I don't know, guys, it keeps going into some kind of protection mode. So when I turn the truck off at the ESC, pretty much full power for probably 2-3 pulls, and then it kind of goes back into limp mode. I just lowered the LVC setting, I think from like 5 all the way down to 1, so I don't know what the heck's going on. Oh!
Do that again!
Oh gosh, I think I just hit LVC. I gotta change the battery first.
Okay.
And just don't crash into us. You can pull the trigger again, it'll go. Well, she's gonna take some licks out here for sure. That's what those big bumpers are for. Yeah, I love the handling, guys. Oh. Yeah, this truck's taking a hammering. Suspension is so plush. for the wheel rod.